Hi, my name is Francis Stevens. Today is June 16th, 2020, and this is my professional disposition video for Foundations in Graduate Studies with Miss Virginia Murray. These are some really great questions, and obviously it's very imperative that we were able to take a deep dive in this. So when I really looked at things, what is a special education teacher's role? The main objective is to provide instruction, with the curriculum base that you have depending on the ability of your students, but also being able to have a support to be able to implement those curriculums and those resources within your students. I feel it's very valuable that we also use our adult supports within a classroom to be able to kind of put that mainframe together with all the collaboration. So being able to provide the information, being able to build curriculum out based on ability level, but most importantly, encouraging the participation between students with disabilities within a general education course or even a self-contained classroom setting. When you look at a lot of things, when you talk about professional dispositions and being able to look at these, what Grand Canyon University has provided, I always feel the biggest thing that I always have is compassion. I'm a very compassionate person when it comes to being able to show a kid that I have their best interests and making sure that we have that trust and a bond with each other. That's the only way you're going to be able to build that strong relationship within your students, or just even as a coach myself within your players. If they know that if you have the best interest for them going the right direction, you're going to see that trust and being able to see the best that's going to come out of the student. When it comes to a disposition that I may not hone or something I need to work on, is probably the curiosity piece. I feel like, with students, and I've only been in this for a very short extended period of time, we need to challenge our students to be able to take a deep dive within content and being able to learn some of those problem solving skills and being able to arise above the status quo versus being below it. It's very imperative to me that we spend a lot of time, and especially with me going into the next school year, that I spend a lot of time with my students maintaining a certain standard of being able to take a look at the information, but let's really look at this in order for us to really learn, so we can do it by repetition, so that in order to receive mastery, the more you do it, the easier it's going to be for you in the long run. When it comes to the personal bias piece and how it can also affect the student and also a family, our country right now is going through a very similar piece. It is so hard to judge a person basically on the color of their skin, sexual preference, their religion. We don't really know about that person until we get a lot of time to learn about that person. It is also for me as an educator, but also as a coach, to make sure that I'm giving a kid a fair shake. Also understanding that, they may come from a certain socioeconomical background where it's not as everyone else, but that person might have a very interesting story, but also be able to learn a particular way that you can learn something new from them. I don't feel, for me, one that I've ever used that, but I've also been guilty of being associated with people that have. With that being said, I need to educate myself in order to become a better educator, to become a better person, or even a coach, that, judging a book by its cover does not get you a far way. It's imperative that we give our kids the proper time and the commitment to be able to learn a little bit about them more before we go and start judging them and seeing what we've never seen before or what we hear from other people. Because it's very valuable that we get to spend that time intimately with that student and being able to learn their story, learn their learning patterns, but more importantly, their personality, because sometimes that can be a piece that comes with personal bias. So it's very imperative that we take time as educators and professionals to be able to learn about each other's story. Well, that is my time for today. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, this is my professional disposition video for Foundations in Special Education Graduate Studies, and have a great day.